The measurements don't align. It defies logic.
The temporal distortion is spiking right here at the seam.
How is this even possible?
The internal measurements are definitively smaller. It defies Euclidean geometry.
The temporal field is spiking right here near the gaslight.
And this outlet shouldn't exist.
Discrete chronological pockets. Each room temporally isolated, yet spatially adjacent.
How long have you worked here?
Since the architecture needed tending.
The temporal stratification is spiking off the charts.
It's impossible. The blueprint clearly shows a straight line.
The British Museum records state this was moved in the 1930s.
The scanner comes complete historical. We have a massive energy spike right here.
Look at the coin, the ripples are reversing.
This confirms the temporal distortion.
Temporal adjacency, not spatial adjacency.
The mansion operates under different geometric rules.
The temporal field is completely stable, yet the time hasn't moved.
It's impossible. We've lost 25 minutes.
Keep writing, Eleanor. We need every detail.
The mansion provides what each era requires.
Is the mansion generating temporal authenticity fields?
The mansion maintains its residents.
The mansion is adjusting its internal temporal topology. Architectural layout is non-static.
The mansion repairs itself.
Syndrome. Temporal authenticity requires complete historical accuracy. Heat signatures would disrupt.
The top period immersion.
Are we
The plans explicitly show a solid wall here.
Plans can be incomplete. This key suggests otherwise.
The mansion require maintenance. Something monitors it.
How long have you been the caretaker?
Since I was hired. That was a considerable time ago. Exactly how long?
We're scheduled arrivals. They were expecting us. Jane, what is this place? What are you?
The mansion is a temporal research installation constructed in 1887.
Bounded historical preservation zones. The fields are discrete.
The mansion structure itself generates the fields. Why?
Purpose.
To preserve history. Your documentation is part of research protocol.
What happens if we reject this?
You're free to depart.
We continue. Document everything.
Each historical period contributed to total temporal preservation mechanism.
The mansion itself documents engineering history?
The mansion is the research.
Beyond medieval hall lies Renaissance zone. Architectural complexity increases. Temporal coherence fields influence architectural perception. Mansion's internal geometry is unstable between zones.
Raj, are the temporal ratings stable yet?
Almost. The download is at 70%.
The footage from the hall is pristine. The dynamic range is perfect with the firelight.
The temporal readings are spiking significantly, Holloway. It's highly unstable.
This key is our only way forward. Eleanor. Holloway, have you explored all of the mansion?
I maintain what has been built. Exploration is your purpose.
99.8%. Renaissance Zone maintains near-perfect historical authenticity.
How many periods remain?
You have encountered 3 of 8. Complexity increases geometrically. Are you prepared?
The temporal readings are spiking right at the boundary.
It shouldn't be possible. The stylistic contrast is seamless.
I'm filming it, but this architectural merger makes no sense.
This chamber exists between eras.
93.2% Victorian zone with Roman adjacency detected disrupting field isolation.
The mansion's architects documented through music. Each note corresponds to temporal coordinates.
How can music represent time?
Frequency and rhythm are temporal phenomena intrinsically.
Are we moving geographically or temporally?
The mansion makes that distinction meaningless.
94.79%.
94% previous reading, 96.1 current.
The mansion recalibrates zones between explorations. Temporal.
The mansion's infrastructure distributed throughout period furnishings. Advanced technology disguised as period artifacts thoroughly.
All systems network through temporal coherence matrix interconnection.
Who maintains this infrastructure?
The mansion maintains itself perpetually. I facilitate when human intervention becomes necessary exclusively.
This clock doesn't measure to time conveniently.
Precisely correct.
The scanner's going crazy over this spot.
12 chambers. Look, temporal flux and Islamic golden age.
We've only accounted for 8. This is huge.
Temporal flux chamber should NOT be entered.
Why not?
Observer consciousness cannot process superposed temporal fields safely.
87.3%. Lower coherence than Renaissance Roman, but distinct historical authenticity detected.
This is Khafre's tomb.
But Khafre's tomb is documented in Giza.
Artifacts show no temporal decay.
Return the artifact immediately.
The artifact's removal destabilizes temporal field?
Each object anchors temporal physically.
Ancient Egyptians understood temporal preservation philosophy.
Many civilizations understood temporal concepts deeply.
Mansion gathered that knowledge systematically.
This ceiling shows night sky as it appeared approximately
2507 BCE. Astronomical position.
Each zone maintains perfect environmental conditions for historical period. Mansion infrastructure.
Mansion switches environmental systems between zones instantly.
Zones exist in parallel temporal fields. Transitions instantaneous from passage perspective perception.
Zones update between explorations independently.
Temporal fields recalibrate based on observation patterns continuously. Documentation strengthens coherence progressively.
Proportions are mathematically perfect.
Not authentic Roman construction, which had minor variations errors.
Mansion
Water continuously cycles through purification systems. Mansion maintains perfect conditions indefinitely.
Even water is maintained artificially. These are exact replicas, or originals have been removed, replaced.
Opposition. Marble composition matches
Temporal field intensity correlates with architectural focus point. Center maintains strongest coherence.
Roman zone engineered.
Is this passage one of 4 additional zones? This leads to Islamic Golden Age zone. 1 stable additional chamber. Islamic Golden Age zone. Approx 9th, 10th century CE.
Coherence building progressively.
It has to be the House of Wisdom. The architecture matches the descriptions perfectly.
This is 11th century astrolabe by history's greatest astronomer.
Brass alloy matches medieval Islamic metallurgy exactly.
Islamic scholars understood temporal mathematics centuries before Western science.
Annotations. Dome maps night sky from Baghdad, approximately 830 CE, Caliph al-Mamun era.
Tessellation contained 432
individual geometric tiles in perfect golden ratio proportion.
Coherence fluctuating. 81.1%, 79.8, 82.78.9%.
Islamic zone destabilizing? Recently integrated. Coherence field still calibrating.
Islamic architects understood temporal engineering principles.
Indeed. الزمن يحكم كل شيء.
Islamic zone coherence declining. You should return to primary zones.
We've documented Islamic adequately. Return to Roman area. The coherence differential is significant. Islamic zone is declining at 74.
More documentation strengthens
Zones. Roman zone achieved optimal temporal coherence through repeated significant temporal complexity.
Possible superposition.
Is this undocumented zone?
See classical chamber.
Temporal zones cannot coexist when overlapping chronologically. The Greek zone's sealed, maintaining coherence.
Distant periods are more stable.
Correct. Locate Victorian industrial zone next. Accessible zone, lower stability documented. 86.2, 84.7, 88.1. Significant fluctuation.
Zone instability similar to Islamic.
84.7%, 82.3%, 85.9%.
Zone coherence degrading. Machinery is autonomous?
Mansion maintains all period activities perpetually. Factory continues production indefinitely.
Carbon monoxide, 12 ppm.
Particulate matter excessive. Sulfur dioxide detected.
Coal composition and age markers indicate 1870s sourcing exactly.
Zone supplies itself with period-authentic fuel?
Mansion infrastructure regenerates period resources.
Printing machinery generates authentic period publications continuously. Historical news perpetually reported.
Production rate matches 1870s factory specifications exactly.
Zone is failing!
Exit immediately. Coherence field collapse imminent.
Coherence 31.8%. Zone integrity failing.
Keep moving. Zone boundary will collapse.
Industrial zone coherence could not sustain operation. Zone now sealed.
Zones with lower initial coherence show exponential collapse rate acceleration.
Coherence follows exponential decay when observation intensity exceeds field capacity threshold.
Visit medieval Renaissance next. Highest coherence zones. The temperature is dropping fast. We're definitely crossing the threshold.
Coherence readings confirm it, Captain. 97.1% medieval.
Examine every architectural detail, every artifact thoroughly, completely.
Temporal generators, integrated fireplace structure.
Functional medieval heating plus temporal amplification, dual purpose.
Wool composition, dye chemistry match 14th century specifications exactly.
Medieval artisans incorporated temporal
Stone proportions matched theoretical medieval sacred geometry exactly. Medieval stones arranged create harmonic resonance fields.
He documented the mansion's construction. Look here, fire burns without wood.
The parchment ink is consistent with 1420 CE spec.
This is the boundary, Eleanor. Gothic here, but look, the masonry shifts towards Renaissance deeper in.
Fascinating. We're going in. Marcus, keep rolling.
This represents the medieval to Renaissance architectural transition pathway's physical embodiment.
Renaissance zone coherence highest, 99.8%, matching Roman maximum.
Paint composition matched 15th century Italian pigment chemistry.
Exactly.
This is not Renaissance style art. This IS
Sources.
pigment sources match documented 15th century Italian art supply chain, exactly verified. These are authentic period.
Renaissance artists understood temporal geometry, anatomical proportion study. Human body proportions encode temporal mathematical principles fundamentally.
Paper ink consistent Renaissance Italian manufacturing, approximately 1485 to 5 years.
Renaissance architects designed buildings generating.
Do zones connect progressively chronologically?
Each zone connects historical successor chronologically.
Passages teach architectural history through physical transition methodology.
Definitely late Georgian, around 1770s.
Coherence is stable at 96.7%, slightly lower than the Renaissance zone.
Mahogany age markers consistent 1770.
Georgian artists incorporated temporal knowledge into portraiture background details systematically.
Is the landscape real or a painted backdrop?
Landscape exists.
The mansion overlooks period-appropriate terrain.
Georgian coherence unstable like Islamic zone?
Georgian zone shows early instability. Recent integration patterns similar Islamic.
Sterling silver composition matches 18th century English specifications.
London assay office marks, circa 7.
Georgian composition. Indefinitely in zone continuity.
Georgian zone destabilizing rapidly.
Georgian coherence cannot sustain current observation intensity. Zone approaching critical failure threshold.
Exit now! Zone collapse imminent! 33.2%. Zone integrity, complete failure, imminent catastrophe.
Georgian zone coherence could not sustain continued observation. Zone is sealed permanently.
Two zones collapsed at similar coherence cascade patterns.
Recently integrated zones show lower coherence, leading to instability cascade.
Your analysis is precise.
Attempt Art Deco and mid-century zones, but prepare for potential instability carefully. 8 distinct periods explored now. 3 zones collapsed. Multiple zones show degradation patterns.
High coherence zones maintain stability boundaries.
I've got it. It's opening.
The key might actually fit whatever lock is inside.
This is unbelievable.
Passage seems older, possibly 11th or 12th century versus the main hall's 14th century.
Coherence 94.2%. Older medieval period detected.
Temporal signature 1120 CE, 20 years. 12th century monastery period confirmed.
Medieval monasteries were centers temporal knowledge preservation. Monks understood time as a mathematical phenomenon fundamentally.
Stone carving proportions match theoretical sacred geometry specifications.
Carvings appear in...
Monastery served as temporal measurement center functionally.
Religious artifacts.
Altar represents temporal field concentration point within medieval zone. Sacred geometry.
Does passage lead toward Georgian or toward deeper historical periods?
Passage leads toward Art Deco zone.
Passage shows historical progression, medieval through intervening periods toward Art Deco.
Wood metal composition matches furniture manufacturing.
1920s artists incorporated temporal knowledge into geometric compositions, visually integrated.
Art Deco zone destabilizing rapidly.
Art Deco coherence shows critical instability. Zone approaching failure threshold imminent.
Exit immediately! Zone collapse, catastrophic! 29.4%. Zone integrity, complete failure.
Art Deco zone coherence could not sustain observation. Zone now sealed permanently.
Pattern analysis correct. Temporal preservation becomes mathematically impossible, approaching present moment.
Industrial failed 31.8%. Georgian 33.2%. Art Deco 29.4%. Why such variance?
Passage epitomizes mansion structure. All historical periods connected through single architectural sequence.
Incredible. The pinnacle of Parisian design.
Wood metal composition matches 1920s bank.
1920s artists incorporated temporal knowledge into geometric compositions visually.
Continue documentation if monitoring carefully. Exit immediately approaching 70%.
Wow.
Art Deco represents aesthetic response to industrialization.
Art Deco designers understood temporal mechanics through geometry.
Art Deco design functions as a temporal field generation mechanism.
1920s designers integrated field generation.
1920s intellectual circles explicitly discussed temporal preservation publicly. Witnessed convergence.
Readings approaching critical instability, 70%.
The documentation is complete. We need to exit now.
Footage secured. Let's move.
Notebook secure.
Footage confirmed.
Scanner offline. We are clear for exit.
Exit now! Critical collapse! 22.3%. Complete failure imminent.
Art Deco zone coherence could not sustain observation. Zone sealed permanently.
Zones collapsed. Industrial down to 31%, Georgian to 33%. Pattern shows exponential failure below 90%.
Valid. The critical coherence threshold.
That's out.
Mid-century might show 80 to 90% range-based temporal proximity pattern.
Should we attempt mid-century?
Mid-century likely insufficient safety.
Mansion spans over 800 years of human architectural history, medieval 2nd century through the 20th century.
Mid-century coherence too unable for safe exploration, below safety minimum.
Mid-century integration incomplete.
Coherence is failing, dropping to 6 to 8.4%. We have high instability.
Acknowledged, Raj. Eleanor, cross-reference the architectural data now.
Zone shows oscillating instability. Readings alternate high to low.
Maybe mid-century integrated after Art Deco collapse.
Coherent.
We documented 5 stable zones completely done. Observed 4 collapse zones. Identified coherence threshold principle.
Passage shows temporal journey both directions, forward toward future periods, backward toward antiquity.
Roman atrium, mansion's temporal center, maintains perfect coherence throughout. Oldest, most stable zone.
Temporal coherence degrades exponentially below 90%. Historical periods show the highest
Pattern mathematically undeniable. Time destabilizes approaching present exponentially.
The mansion demonstrates that temporal preservation follows exponential degradation curve. The closer to present, the mathematically
Zones integrated spanning over 800 years historical periods. Older integrations most stable, recent integrations least stable. Integration timeline correlates coherent stability directly.
Aquarism. Roman aqueduct systems power water-based temporal field generation, and Victorians provided electrical amplification.
The present moment cannot be preserved because the present is continuously becoming past.
Who are you really? How long have you existed?
I am a continuous caretaker position.
I have occupied this role too.
Our documentation represents complete temporal mechanics survey ever conducted. The mansion teaches that civilization's dream of temporal preservation is fundamentally flawed by time's mathematical properties. You maintain constant 96% coherence? How?
Caretaker position requires temporal field immunity. I am neither living nor temporal artifact.
Dane.
We've been temporally affected by exploration. Our aging slowed within high coherence zones.
Brief exposure produced. Temporal preservation fails. Time's arrow is absolute.
Hiding this knowledge perpetuates misunderstanding.
Focusing on documenting rather than...
Future cannot be preserved because it remains unknown. Therefore, temporal preservation has mathematical upper bound. Preservable antiquity, impossible future.
Look at the coherence measurements on this run.
Incredible. 247 hours, and the fidelity is perfect. We are done.
You've measured impossible things. Temporal preservation fields generating human comprehension. Impossible normally.
The Roman atrium taught us temporal stability's possibility, how ancient periods can be indefinitely preserved through architectural coherence.
The passage itself documents time's bidirectional perception. We can move toward ancient...
The caretaker position represents institutional continuity, knowledge preservation across temporal barriers.
All documentation collected. All documentation collected. Measurements completed. Analysis finished.
Camera footage preserved. 247.
This passage represents temporal journey's conclusion. We move from ancient medieval toward contemporary world intersection point.
This passage represents temporal journey's conclusion. We move from ancient medieval toward contemporary world intersection point, inevitable.
Mansion continues. Zones continue oscillating coherence patterns perpetually.
Temporal fields continue amplifying indefinitely eternally. We discovered humanity can preserve history indefinitely.
Preservation fails approaching present
Because the future remains
We must accept temporal necessity, embrace time's flow acceptance, preserve history excellently, document...
We leave temporal sanctuary returning constantly changing present. Only period mansion cannot preserve the now, the current moment immediate.
Look at it receding. All the evidence confirms it exists, Marcus.
The burden is ours now to present this impossibility.
We have all 247 hours cataloged chronologically.
Good, the scanner readings are integrating with the database now.
And the physical documentation is secured.
We have documented temporal preservation phenomenon, unprecedented. Scientific achievement, unprecedented. Mansion.
Ancient periods preserve indefinitely at 97% coherent stability demonstrated. Contemporary
Civilization needed temporal truth evidence objective. Mansion provided objective reality demonstrable. Measurements documented. This device measures the coherence field degradation. It's crucial for understanding the temporal displacement. Greek classical zone remains unsealed forever, certainly. Temporal proximity causing superposition instability. Temporal flux representation of position of historical periods.
I have occupied this position approximately 200 years. The next caretaker will continue centuries for—
My God, look at this. It's everything.
1,400 years of architecture, all in one place.
1887, architects possessed complete temporal field theory. Mansion designed intentionally temporal preservation mechanism inception planned.
Our 1887.
Architects studied medieval zones, extracted temporal principles documented.
Renaissance mathematical principles, golden ratio precision, harmonic proportions orchestrated, spatial geometry refined.
Mansion's water systems carry water and conduct temporal energy through stone architecture.
Roman engineers understood water as an energy conductor.
Every architectural element serves temporal field generation function integrated.
Time flows forward, necessarily inevitable. Yet measurement allows capturing moments.
Mathematically precise. Leonardo understood proportional geometry generate temporal field effects. Mathematical proportions became architectural template mansion's entire structure.
Architecture proportioned harmonically may preserve earthly knowledge temporally.
The coherence principles are mathematically contained right here.
The Victorian era represented technological maturation, combining all previous civilizations' knowledge.
Roman aqueduct systems power water field generation.
Documentation represents architects' complete understanding temporal preservation. Every specification deliberate, calculated, nothing left chance. Total systematic engineering approach.
Medieval monasteries served dual temporal purpose. Religious function public.
Temporal preservation research.
Renaissance studio represents peak architectural temporal integration, artistic creation, simultaneous temporal field generation, beauty and function unified completely.
Roman atrium represents foundational temporal preservation achievement. Authentic materials combined architecting.
Georgian
Art Deco represented temporal engineering aesthetic expression. Geometric design serving temporal field vision.
Timeline represents civilization's gradual understanding temporal mechanics. Knowledge accumulating across centuries. Final achievement.
Medieval monasteries served dual temporal purpose. Religious function public. Temporal preservation research.
Represents peak architectural temporal integration.
Roman atrium represents foundational temporal preservation achievement. Authentic materials combined architectural geometry.
The coherence field results are sustained.
Art Deco represent engineering aesthetic expression completely.
Timeline represents civilization's gradual understanding temporal mechanics completely, knowledge accumulating across centuries.
Mansion represents architectural synthesis, civilization's knowledge. Every component serves temporal field generation.
Caretaker succession represents institutional continuity, knowledge preservation across temporal barriers.
This manuscript represents theoretical foundation entire mansion. Ancient scholar understood temporal mechanics to slackard.
Water system represents elegant engineering. Water conducts temporal energy. Flow patterns.
Stone chambers resonate harmonic frequencies. Architecture itself generates coherence fields. Victorian engineers understood electrical amplification temporal fields. Electrical network complements architectural generation. Technology unifies entire system. Perfect synthesis achieved. Geological foundation anchors temporal fields. Bedrock properties determine field strength. Mathematical model explains entire temporal preservation system. Equations predict observed measurements. Theory proves correct. Temporal mechanics completely understood. Database represents civilization's temporal knowledge preservation. Comprehensive documentation ensuring knowledge perpetuity.
Therefore, we can conclude that the findings on temporal mechanics are unanimously validated and proven correct.
This framework establishes the core principles of temporal preservation.
But how does that affect architectural coherence in the field?
With this, the field expeditions and university research are secured.
We've ensured continuity.
The possibilities are revolutionary, from medicine to energy. But we must emphasize careful implementation.
What is the mansion? What is the mansion's ultimate purpose, fundamentally? Why preserve these historical periods indefinitely, perpetually?
Humanity instinctively preserves past because past remains knowable absolutely. Are you saying Mansion proves time cannot stop fundamentally, absolutely?
Mansion proves time CAN preserved fragments indefinitely.
Mansion teaches cannot preserve currently experiencing or will happen subsequently impossible prevent.
Can only preserve concluded consequences historically.
Greek classical zone remains sealed forever. Certainly, absolutely.
Temporal flux represents superposition. All historical periods simultaneously overlapped and merged.
I occupy a position approximately 200 years duration.
Documentation represents complete temporal preservation, physics investigation ever conducted. Knowledge preserves civilization permanently, future access assured.
Future preservation impossible, coherence collapse certain, inevitable. Time flows toward future mathematically proven.
Civilization needed temporal truth evidence objective. Mansion provided demonstrable reality proven. Measurements documented irrefutable. Understanding unavoidable inevitable.
As you can see on the coherence field map, the temporal fluctuations are centered around the main atrium. Some zones remain eternally sealed. Human knowledge has absolute limits. Some mysteries preserved.
Civilization integrating temporal wisdom, acceptance spreading, philosophical shift evident, wisdom resonating deeply.
The core principle of architectural coherence generation relies on stable mathematical foundations.
Our strategic funding ensures research advancement in temporal mechanics. We've allocated resources to university.
Technology demands careful implementation. Emphasize ethical use. Prevent abuse, responsible research approach. With the formal structure now established, our network coordination is seamless. We are sharing discoveries in the Temporal Preservation Ethics Guidelines Responsibility Framework Standards are hereby adopted formally. This ensures proper conduct and research integrity.
If we overlay the sociological impact here, the correlation becomes clear.
Yes, the integration is complete. We have a comprehensive model now.
These outreach programs are crucial for disseminating temporal knowledge and starting that vital cultural conversation.
The policy framework establishes strict authorization protocols and robust protection measures for the infrastructure.
In the follower, the Mansion investigation leads into the new expeditions phase by 2035. We need to ensure continuity.
The temporal distortion requires precise measurement techniques. Review the ethical guidelines and documentation standards before proceeding.
This festival celebrates the explorers who expanded our temporal understanding.
Understanding temporal nature brings peace, acceptance liberates, wisdom emerges, transformation profound.
The creativity here is astonishing. It truly captures the spirit of the age.
It is. I'm trying to capture that temporal understanding in the shot.
Look at the coherence metrics. The refinement is holding steady.
That confirms the model's stability. We've significantly improved the precision.
From advanced architectural design to cutting-edge research and educational platforms, the utility of this technology is undeniable.
Whether it's renewable temporal energy or faster-than-light communication,
The possibilities are revolutionary.
Mankind has achieved wisdom, temporal acceptance, peace through understanding, transformation profound.
Mansion remains. Mysteries continue. Knowledge awaits discovery. Exploration, perpetual mandate.
200 years served, duty continues, knowledge preserved, explorers guided.
Holloway represents civilization's commitment, temporal preservation guardian.
We officially acknowledge this monumental achievement, the transformation of civilization.
Mansion taught civilization wisdom, times nature understood, acceptance achieved, peace possible, transformation profound, future direction clear.
This environmental harmony is a direct result of established temporal wisdom. We are seeing the benefits of—
From the heights of the mountains to the depths of ancient knowledge, they each found their true selves. This is the journey completed.
Legacy gift future generations. Continue journey, advance understanding, share wisdom, accept mystery.
Atrium represents temporal stability, 99.8% coherence maintaining indefinitely.
Explored
Discovered temporal mechanics principle fundamental proven.
Will zones ever fail completely inevitably?
Eventually, absolutely, yes, certainly.
What happens to this place after we depart completely?
Mansion continues perpetually. Zones continue oscillating coherence patterns indefinitely eternal.
We discovered humanity can preserve history indefinitely. Preservation fails, approaching present, future unknowable.
Mansion.
Mansion teaches preservation limits absolutely. Ancient history stable, future unknowable, present flows, except...
We leave temporal sanctuary, returning present. Only period mansion cannot preserve. Resistance absolute.
Altitude stabilizing at 10,000 feet.
The structure is still visible just below the mist layer.
Documentation represents complete investigation, knowledge preserved civilization.
Documented phenomenon unprecedented, reveals time's properties. Preservation inversely correlates proximity absolutely. Transforms understanding, limitations understood, acceptance necessary.
Ancient 97% plus, contemporary below 90%. Future impossible. It flows mathematically.
Civilization needed truth. Mansion provided. Measurements documented. Understanding unavoidable.
We must verify the structural integrity before proceeding to the lower chambers.
Use the gravimetric sensors.
Remains sealed eternally temporal. Proximity mathematic. Absol sealed periods separated.
Represents superposition simultaneously. Consciousness cannot collapse. Certain. 200 years of served continue centuries.
Represents preservation barriers, commitment research.
Accumulates not.
Gift civilization, teaching acceptance, history worth, present impermanent, future unknown, acceptance peace, wisdom achieved.
As you can see on the blueprint, the structural integrity shifts at this nexus point. We need to recalibrate the energy flow immediately.
This mansion represents a temporal sanctuary, a place where history and contemporary design merge to offer solace.
Education is an eternal mission. You must discover, comprehend, and integrate.
We will maintain the transmission. Flows forward, accept limitation, embrace impermanence, preserve excellently, document, accept transience, welcome. Acceptance brings peace. Mansion continues. Explorers arrive sufficient knowledge. Preservation paradox. History preserved indefinitely.